Building a website, it's not as hard as it sounds. Doing SEO, I know everyone thinks, oh my gosh, I don't know how to do SEO and getting the leads is the hardest, but it's not the hardest part. The hardest part is actually getting the business owner to work with you and to pay you every single month a flat fee, even though they have no guarantee. That's the hardest part. It's not getting leads. Getting leads is easy because if you pick the right city, you pick the right niche, getting the leads becomes very simple because you don't have that much competition to go against. Okay, so that is the model. Now, the problem with the model, as I stated earlier, is that ranking takes time and only so much can be done to actually speed it up. I know there's people that are out there like, oh my gosh, I can rank. They're telling you I can rank in 60 days, I can rank in 30 days. No. On average, you're looking at 4 to 6 months to rank a website. And for those people that I've worked with, I used to do SEO as a service, which stands for search engine optimization. For those of you that are new to this model, search engine optimization basically means optimizing your site, doing stuff to your site to make it show up in the search results of Google. I used to do this as a service where people would give me their website, I would get it ranked, and then I would hand it back to them and they would pay me. By the way, I still do that exact same thing, SEO, but instead of doing it on their website, I do it on my own websites. And so I retain the asset instead of trading my time for dollars. It's just a slight shift and it's made all the difference in the world. But even when I was doing that as a service, I would let my clients know, I would tell them very matter of factly, dude, it's going to take time. You're probably not going to see anything happen for 4 to 6 months. Just so you know, you're not going to see much movement for 4 to 6 months. I can send you a report. I can show you what I'm doing. But in terms of what's actually going to happen on the result, it's going to take time. And so guys, the issue with that is a 4 to 6 month turnaround is for you to do any kind of projections, for you to do any kind of scale. It's just tough. Right? It's tough to stay motivated. It's also tough because you have carrying costs, right? You're going to have to pay for hosting if you want to do this on a big scale, let's say 100 websites doing, paying for all the hosting, paying for all the domains, paying for the build out and all this different stuff. It takes time and it takes money and people get frustrated. Okay. Now, once in a while, are you going to find a website in an area and you're going to do SEO and it's going to be 60 to 90 days? Yes, that does happen. But usually it's in a very tiny town with not much search volume, with not much competition, which also means there's not much upside. So again, this is the issue. And I actually did have this happen to me one time. I had this little concrete website. Sorry, it wasn't even concrete. It was in window tinting, the niche, which by the way, I do not recommend. I did 2 projects in window tinting. I got a client for one of them and it was a friend of mine and he ended up selling the business. And I don't even have a client for that website anymore. I don't love the niche. It can work. It's not a great niche. So just to throw that out there. Okay. But I've only seen that happen basically once. So it's going to take time. So here's the things that you guys don't understand about this whole business model. Okay. And this is stuff that you don't really understand until you get into it, until you do it. And I'm going to go through them real quick. And that is this. On top of the time that it takes to actually rent the website, you have to understand that just because you build a website in a specific industry does not guarantee that you're going to rank. Okay. Even if you do the right SEO that I teach you inside my program or that somebody else teaches you on wherever you learned it, does not guarantee that it's going to rank. Now, usually it will, as long as it's not too competitive, as long as you don't go into some crazy industry and city, but it's not guaranteed. Okay, that's number one. So imagine doing 4 to 6 months worth of work and then it doesn't even get ranked. That's frustrating, right? Now, let's say it does rank. Just because the website ranks doesn't guarantee you're going to get leads. Your landing page could suck and it doesn't convert. You could be in a city, maybe you're in California and you're building a website in Mississippi and you don't know, but that specific city, for whatever reason, there's just not much demand, right? There's just not much demand. And that same service could have a ton of demand in your backyard. And I'll give you an example. In the city that I live in, people will spend money on services. I'll use an example like pressure washing, right? That's kind of a luxury service because technically you don't need it. It's a nice thing, probably not the thing that you're going to make sure to spend your money on if your money gets tight, but it's a nice service and people will pay for it in my city. If you go 45 minutes north to this little tiny city called Cedar City, where I used to live and I used to have a place and I used to go to college, nobody pays for the service. Nobody pays for the service. Everybody is too DIY. Everybody wants to do it themselves. And if they look at a service like that, they're going to go, well, I'll just buy a pressure washer and do it myself. Why would I spend the money? And so even though on paper, it may look like a good whatever, if you build a pressure washing site in Cedar City, Utah, you are probably, even if you rank that website, I guarantee you're not going to get many leads. That would be my gut feeling from doing this. So just because you rank website doesn't mean you're going to get leads. I built a website in Lincoln, Nebraska one time for a specific service. And I've been doing this in tons of different cities. I built it, I ranked it, and it took me like six months to rank. And to this day, not a single lead was generated from that website. Same exact template. I know it's a converting template. It should have made money. It should have gotten leads, but it doesn't guarantee you're going to get leads just because you rank a website. So imagine 6 months of your life, you do rank it, you spend all this time, and boom, you're ranking. Woo, good job. Okay, nothing's coming in. I see this happen in all these groups that I'm a part of. I own a Facebook group. By the way, if you look in the description, we have a free Facebook group. You guys can get get a bunch of free information. It's a great community, but it's you can go to artofdre.com, by the way, artofdre.com, and you can fill out a few questions, get access to that Facebook group. But in that Facebook group, I see people all the time saying the same thing. They're like, I'm ranking and I'm getting no leads. And it's like, because you did the wrong due diligence. You didn't even choose the right city. So again, just because you do rank a website doesn't mean you're going to get leads, doesn't guarantee you're going to get leads.